You're watching KPVI News 6, your news source for East Idaho.
From its origins as a small farming community to one of the state's fastest growing cities, Ammon has always been an inviting place to call home. Over the weekend, a special tribute was held to honor some of the city's oldest residents and unveil a story more than 125 years in the making. Our very own Stuart Summers, who grew up in Ammon, has a peek into the past.
83-year-old Marv Anderson has been cutting hair in the same barber shop on Central Avenue for more than 50 years. He was born in Ammon, grew up in Ammon, and then raised his own family in this tight-knit community.
People know you, and every person knows you by your first name, and you know them by the first name.
Before becoming a barber shop in the early 50s, this old building was home to the village confectionery and home to a lot of memories. 83-year-old Marv still holds regular hours in this historic building and maintains a long list of usual customers.
The history or the culture of the people.
Marv was one of 8 people recognized over the weekend as an Ammon original and featured in a recently published book.
It's good to be history when you're alive rather than when you die. They write a history about you.
During the same weekend as Pioneer Day and at a time when many reflect on their heritage, a tribute to some of Ammon's most senior residents, including Marv, was held.
I love the people here. I've raised my family here, and I taught for 39 years right here in Ammon.
Each of these longtime Ammonites is featured in the book titled Ammon. The book is a collection of dozens of personal stories, a history of the city's early days, and a look at how the Ammon of yesterday became the city we know today.
Well, I think it's tremendous that someone has put this together and give us a recorded history of what went on.
Lynn Blotter and Val Crow both grew up in Ammon and spent more than a year gathering information and writing the book.
It was simple people for the most part who lived in Ammon. There were not a lot of real prominent people, but they were just good, solid people, and I would hope that those who read that book will appreciate how genuine the people were and what that legacy led to.
A legacy that was captured in a poem written years ago about Ammon.
Oh, Ammon is a small town where good men had their start, and the clinging vine of friendship encircles every heart.
Encircles every heart in a city that has seen a major population boom over the last decade. Stories covered in the book include events like how the first school building burned down in 1936, the old sugar factory, and Ammon's first streetlight.
I hope those that live in the Ammon area now will appreciate the heritage that is here, and this book will help them do that as they read the histories of the people who lived here.
As for Marv, he says he's proud of his home and he's grateful to have stories from the past preserved for the future.
History is the true facts of life, and it's nice to know the truth just from just hand-me-down stories that can be stretched or exaggerated, and real accurate history is worth hearing, the true stuff.
Reporting from my hometown of Ammon, I'm Stuart Summers, KPVI News 6.
This Thursday evening, Ammon will be featured as part of the Bonneville County Centennial event. The special program will include presenters talking about Ammon's history. That starts at the county courthouse at 7 o'clock. If you're interested in finding out more about one of the Ammon books, you can head to our website at kpvi.com for all the details there. Stuart is proud to be from Ammon, that's for sure. Nice.